elections will be taking place on Saturday, the 11th of November, 2023, one of which is in Kogi State. Of course, we know in Bayelsa and Imo also elections will be holding. In Imo, the incumbent governor is seeking re-election. In Kogi State, the incumbent governor is exiting, and there is a jostle for the seat there in the Bayelsa State. The incumbent governor is seeking re-election, and there's going to be a tough battle for the number one seat in this state. Let's get to Kogi State, where it seems things are heating up ahead of Saturday. Let's speak with a former deputy governor of Kogi State, Architect Yomi Awoniyi. Thank you so much indeed, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
How much of an anticipation or how much of a significance is this coming election for the people of your state?
I think it's a very, very important one in that after 8 years of Governor Yahaya Bello, we are having the APC trying to make sure that the legacy of the governor is maintained by ensuring that they win this election. And so much work has gone into making sure that happens. The governor has been campaigning with the candidate and members very, very extensively. And the turnout of the people to the campaigns have been very, very encouraging.
I mean, those who will say that does the development in your state is a reflective of the kind of leadership that you've had. There are those who will say, generally, in fact, in Nigeria, there's a major leadership problem. And there are those who believe that Kogi State has enormous potential, and the kind of deposit that you have under the ground and the kind of leadership, there is no matching. It doesn't resonate with the people. Their lives and livelihood does not really reflect that kind of enormous wealth that the people have. Do you agree? I mean, it might be an indictment on yourself, you being empowered too as a deputy governor.
Well, I think that assessment is not totally off the mark. The emergence of leadership in Nigeria has always been a major problem, and Kogi State is not excluded. What actually makes you become a leader may not be the things that resonate really with the people. People want development, they want progress, they want better quality of life. But I want to talk specifically to what we have on ground now. As you may know, I'm like 2 months old in the APC.
So you left the PDP?
I left the PDP.
Those who believe that it was because Dino defeated you and you jumped ship. Is that the case?
No, it's not the case. But I don't want to lose this thought about this first question you asked. I don't mind coming back to that later.
No problem.
Gosh, you made me lose this now.
Okay, so let me remind you.
Okay.
So you were talking about the present government, and that you are about 2 months old in the APC, and we're talking about leadership and reflections on the life and livelihood of the people.
Yes, a lot of there's a desire to make sure that the party wins, so that the things that have been started by the present government is continued. Now, you are talking about the question of leadership election in the country, and if we in Kogi feel that we're having the best, I can assure you, I've had the benefit of meeting the APC candidates, Alhaji Usman Ahmed, and he is a wonderful young man. He's had the benefit of being in government. He's understudied Governor Yahaya Bello, and not minding the fact that he may be perceived as a protege of the governor. The gentleman has a mind of his own. He has programs for the state, and a very, very major one was the one you alluded to just now, the extractive part of the industry in the state. He's very, very passionate about mining, and the fact that Kogites haven't really reaped the benefits of God's endowment to us. I'm sure Kogi is in for a very good time if and when he gets there.
So it brings me to the question that I was dragging you into, the primaries of the PDP, which saw Senator Dino Melaye, your own brother from your senatorial district. And I'll come to the issue of the zoning, which is also controversial. A lot of people from the Okun-speaking part of Kogi State are of the view that there have been such change in what is going on. those who believe that Dino defeated you roundly and you could not stand the heat in the room, and that's why you jumped ship and you left the PDP for the APC. Is that right?
That's not correct. That's not. The PDP of the primaries of the PDP took place in April this year. And before then, so many things had taken place, which included the local government and state congresses, whereby the delegates emerged from that process. I participated in that very, very extensively from my local government to the state level. And on the day for the state congress, we're all gathered in Lokoja, expecting the people who are coming from Abuja to come and pretend over that process. And the shocker we all got was one of the people in that committee told us very, very pointedly that they are under instruction to make sure that certain delegates are reserved for someone. That was rather very strange. But to cut a very long story short, at the end of the day, the Senator Abdul Ningi committee bastardized and balkanized the delegate list, and 188 delegates who did not emerge from the the processes were smuggled into the list of the delegates. In a situation whereby you have 188 out of a field of 734, 188 reserved for a candidate. I mean, you know, that is not a fair game at all. More so, some of these delegates were from my own federal constituency of Yagba West, which predominantly were my people. So, but after all that happened, most of my supporters felt I should withdraw from the race. I said, no, I had to prove a point. So I went into the race, and the results came the way it came. I can tell you that the emergence of the candidate of the PDP was through political subterfuge and chicanery. And that has been what has been the major problem of the PDP today. So people have defected in droves.
So you think that this will affect the chances of the PDP?
I think so. It will affect the chances.
What about Natasha Akpoti winning, and you now see Natasha Akpoti side by side with Dino Melaye and campaigning in that senatorial district? Is it some kind of a boost if there is some kind of a loss like you have described in some other parts?
You see, I'll be very, very frank and tell you this. I think the courts did the right thing. Senator Akpoti, I believe she won that election. Mark you, I was in the PDP then, and she worked very, very hard. She's a very, very dynamic lady. I think she was on your program some days ago. I think going to the Senate is a blessing to her tenacity and to the women folk. I think justice was served. But having said so, all what you see happening now with her going around with a candidate, I think it's what she has to do. She knows that in Kogi Central, the acceptance of the APC candidate is almost total. He's going to clean the Central completely because he's a person who is very well loved, and he comes from that senatorial district. That counts for something. It counts for a lot, as a matter of fact. So we in the APC are not bothered by that at all.
I mean, don't you think maybe the people of your people, the Okun-speaking part, would see you as a betrayer? Your own brother, Dino Melaye, I mean, agree that you are aggrieved that you didn't win the election, and you think that the process was not right. You don't think that they will see you as a betrayer?
I think everybody is entitled to his or her own opinion. I don't see myself as a betrayal. First and foremost, you know, I believe in rotation so much. And for me, as long as the governorship keeps moving from the east to central maybe it's like parked briefly in the central now. The next spot will be Kogi West.
Is it justified now that the same senatorial district asks the incumbent governor now as if the APC wins, it then means that the same senatorial district would have retained that seat for 12 years?
That is the anomaly that we have in Kogi State. We have a situation whereby the Eastern Senatorial District held it for 19 years before, by some divine intervention, it moved to the central. And I've always believed that the quest to rotate this governorship thing is best achieved through the ruling party. That is one of the reasons that informed my movement to the APC. Because in as much as I also clamored for the governorship to move to the West, the reality on ground today, if you look at the caliber of the candidates we have, they are rich. They are, if we do a SWOT analysis, you know, it will be very, very difficult for them to bring together the type of coalition that they need to win. If the PDP had not sort of gone the way it's gone now, it's completely gone, it's gone into smithereens, I'll tell you. People have decamped. I mean, I was probably among the very last to leave. The next day after the primaries, you had a lot of people who hitherto were Dino's people. They left.
But Dino will tell you that there's still a lot of people who have moved from the APC to his own side.
Well, he's entitled to that, but I don't think that's...
Are you able to tell Dino to his face what you felt about the process?
Absolutely. Immediately after the primaries, Dino told me that I was the first house he was visiting. He came straight from a local jet to my house here, and he apologized, he appealed, because Dino and I, we have a wonderful relationship. I see him as a younger brother. And even with all that has taken place now, I don't blame him per se. I blame the leadership of our party who actively participated in a flawed and useless primaries that has complicated things for us now. It happened in Kogi, it happened in another state in the southeast. That seems to have become the standard practice of our party now. Mess things up for the local chapters. When Dino came to me, I gave him my own read of the whole thing. I said, look, I don't see how you can win this election. And I explained why.
What if Dino wins?
I'll be excited for him, but I'll still remain in the APC.
I mean, what gives you the confidence that the APC, Usman Ododo, can win this election?
Many things. The gentleman has worked with the local governments for like the last 7 years. So as an individual, he's ingratiated himself to the people. He's somebody who is very calm. He's a different species. I think Governor Yahaya Bello was very, very strategic in supporting him, because they may be of the same party, of the same local government, but they are totally different type of people. He's calm, he's meek, he's a clear thinker, and moreover, the APC has a structure in the state. That was what the PDP too had for it, but that structure is no more now. Yeah, I can tell you, when you have members of the state executive resigning from the party and joining the APC in droves, the woman leader, the treasurer, so many of them.
Well, I mean, it is one thing to win an election. It is whether or not it's in the good and the benefit of the entirety and the citizenry of Kogi State. Is Usman Ododo the kind of leader Kogi needs right now? In your own genuine and truthful mind,
She will.
No, because I've known you for several years.
Absolutely.
And I know.
You say Usman Ododo is the kind of leader we need now. He falls within the general mold of the type of leader we need. He's experienced. He has worked very, very closely with the government of the day. He belongs to the ruling party. He emerged through their process, and he's the candidate of the ruling party. And I think from my interaction with him, he's clear-headed, and he's somebody who I think is Spartan in his ways, and that is what we need in Kogi now. We need an austere leader, not an ostentatious one.
On the final note, I'd like to know at this point, in all of these that we see going on, we have more than one person from Kogi West, and which is a major factor, a major issue. Are you able to advocate in the APC? Although you are a young member of the APC.
2 months old.
It might be difficult for you to be able to put your feet to the ground, but are you able to say that this is the stake of the Kogi West people? Some of your people who have said they are now being shortchanged.
I'll agree with you. Look, that mindset is not an unreasonable one. Like I said, I strongly believe that the quest for this power, because of the nature of our politics in Kogi State, the quest for becoming a governor in our state through rotation is best achieved from the ruling party. And unfortunately, our members in the APC, they didn't come together and have discussions amongst themselves and present a common front. Everybody went their separate ways.
All right.
So we lost our, but we will make sure that in the new dispensation, things will be done much, much better.
Your Excellency, what did they promise you in the APC?
Absolutely nothing.
So you went with bare hands, and you will be there with in bare hands.
I went with bare hands to contribute my quota to the emergence of the candidate of the party.
Well, if that doesn't happen?
I will still be a member of the APC. I had the good fortune of meeting Mr. President last Thursday. It was a very, very good experience for me. And he was kind enough to tell me that I asked him that I'd like to see him again, and he said, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Architect Yomi Awoniyi, a former deputy governor in Kogi State, now a member of the APC, leaving his brother Dino Melaye in the PDP. Thank you so much.
My brother for real, yes.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed myself here. I could make this a habit if you allow me.
No, but you speak very well.
Thank you.
Fine gentleman.